We decided to take the goats for a walk in the bush. It's finally stopped raining. It's been raining for about 5 days here, which is really fantastic. It's been a silver lining to a pretty difficult week for us.
Yeah, it has been a bit tricky. It's all, the rain's finally stopped, so if you hear a bit of noise in the background, our neighbours also taking advantage of the lack of rain. I don't think it'll be too intrusive. But... Yeah. All right, Passy, let's cut to the chase.
Yeah, so we had a really hard week. We actually had to say goodbye to little Mabel.
What happened is one of the goats jumped over a farm gate, one of those prefabbed farm gates that are basically just everywhere here, made of the weld mesh. The little goat followed her mum. She got her back leg stuck. Bam!
She
snapped
was propelling forward. Yeah,
got a compound fracture, and so we had to put her down.
We really wanted to save her. We actually took her to the vet with the compound fracture to see if something could be done, and it just wasn't going to work. Getting an amputation would have been really hard on her and on us, and expensive as well. And so we just sort of decided that it would be best for her to put her down. So that's what we did, and we didn't film it because we were pretty emotional, both of us, on the day. So yeah, I'm still pretty sad.
We're all pesky.
Yeah. So yeah, it's been a hard week for us.
I'm a little bit hardened now, but of course when I had to put it down
on the day, you were very sad.
So goats are they're a tricky one. We obviously eat our livestock, but with milking goats you have to beware, because you sort of go, oh well, they're milking goats, it's never going to come to that point, and they blur the line between pets and livestock.
They do. You get pretty attached to them. They definitely have a personality. I don't know, there's something about them. So yeah, it was really hard to say goodbye, but it was also a relief because it was a pretty bad fracture. Like, her bone was sticking out of her leg. So
yeah, we didn't want her to suffer.
No.
A lot of people responded positively to our pig video, if you want a little bit of closure on that one. The piglets that we were trying to isolate with Prosciutto, the worst mum of the lot, she never really bonded with those piglets, and I put that down to maybe it's something in her, but a lot of it must be poor husbandry on our part, or my part. So we never separated her enough. I think during that time when she was giving birth, she bonded to those other piglets, and then she was just always confused. She didn't really feed that well, and her milk letdown's not been that great. I think those piglets, they may have skipped some colostrum because the whole litter came down with something called greasy pig disease. It took us a while to sort of get our head around what that was. Remember, it's our first year of animal husbandry, and we did all right with the fully grown pigs. We sort of we fell down a little bit with the piglets, so we've been really trying hard to actually save the lives of that litter. And out of 7, one of them had an early misadventure. I don't think it was the dog. In the video we were saying it was the dog. I think she found a hurt piglet and actually brought it back, because she's never really been like that. She's never hurt any livestock.
And it turns out now that we've been looking after these piglets, that piglet, when I was nursing it, it was actually sick with what these piglets have now. Yeah, so they've got what's called greasy pig disease, and it's just like a dermatitis, but it oozes, and it makes them look slick and greasy. It makes them look really ugly. It's really unpleasant. The ones that did die, it's likely that they died of dehydration and liver failure, so it was quite sad for them. We wanted to save them, but we didn't get there in time, I suppose. Lessons learned. It's our first year in livestock husbandry. So anyway, we've taken it to the vet. We got some good instruction from the local pig vet, and we're giving them antibiotics. They're starting to get strong. That we've got them out of our lounge room now. So that's a nice development. But they're looking really, really strong. The downside is that we lost those young piglets. The upside is that we've got 15 super healthy piglets, and we're saving the lives of these other 2. We get 17. Hopefully, yeah, 17. I'm pretty sure these 2 are going to pull through. I reckon, but also our understanding is a lot better now. Of how to treat and manage farrowing pigs. Yeah. We went into this knowing that we were going to learn some stuff, and some of the lessons are harder than others. Yeah. So the good news is, we know which pigs are good mums. So we know that Copper had those 12 piglets, and she really looked after them. So we're going to give her another go. Yep. You're calling her round 2. Yeah, so that's it. She's a round 2 pig. Yeah. You're an infinite round goat. Yes. This is Hugo. He's
He's a wether, so he's been castrated, and he also doesn't give milk, so he's just working on having an enormous personality.
He knows the score around here.
And to get back onto the happier news.
So the garden's doing like incredibly well. Even though we've had like 5 days of rain, I still actually haven't had to pull out the summer plants yet, and we've got another week. After all that rain, we've got another week of like mid-20s weather, so that's pretty exciting. There's a lot of green tomatoes on there, and I was worried that, you know, I'd have to pull them out and we might waste our crop, but we're going to have another week of that, and then we can start really focusing on the winter crops. I mean, we have that new bed and that's doing really, really well.
Yeah, that renovated bed.
Yeah.
That video got some very positive feedback. So thank you everyone that watched that and commented. But Pascal has planted those seedlings in, and they're really
doing so well,
going gangbusters. It's only a couple of weeks, and they're really healthy. We're not seeing any signs of pests or anything like that, which is amazing.
Yeah. But looking forward to putting some more root veg, onions. Yeah, root veg and onions in, and garlic. Yeah, yep. I'm
totally obsessed with beetroot at the moment.
Yeah, you're very focused on beetroot. It's delicious.
We've got some other projects underway. So one of the things that we're really focused on is absorbing the waste streams. We're in a production town, so absorbing waste streams that would go off to the tip. So obviously we've been harvesting, we've been getting apples and giving those to the pigs, but we've also talked to the local brewery, and they've been giving us their waste grain. Once it's been boiled for its carbohydrate before that gets fermented, we get the grain. So it hasn't been fermented, there's no alcohol in it, but it is high in protein, so it can go to the pigs and the goats straight away. We've been doing some lactic acid ferments with it, and we've been composting it as well, and we're breeding worms to take care of that compost at some stage. So we'll probably video all of that later on,
but it's in the works.
It's up and running.
Yeah.
We're sort of on just a sub commercial level of compost at the moment.
It's pretty impressive.
We've got a mountain of compost that's sitting there, so that's really good.
Yeah.
Pasky, enough of the small talk. What's the big news?
The big news is that Troy and I are expecting a baby. And yes, a lot of you have picked up on it in the videos. The bump is pretty obvious. I was pretty much showing it about 12 weeks.
It's about time to make it sort of official. There's been a few people, they've dropped some comments. We didn't really want to respond to it on the internet. You might understand. I'm sure there was a lot of people there that were just like, hey, and they
just kept it to themselves.
They were just a little bit discreet, that's all. If you were wondering, you are absolutely correct. Pascal is blessing us with a little baby.
At the end of August, so it's going to be a winter baby.
Which is really good timing. So we're going to, looks like we're going to have to change from the ramshackle ranch to the fertility farm because it's just baby animals, babies. It's all happening.
Yeah.
And that, of course, I just want to thank everyone that is still amazingly following along on our journey and supporting us. We've had, first off, we've still got a lot of patrons that have continued on from our sailing. I know we did a 180, but for everyone that's stuck with us out there in YouTube land, especially on Patreon, because that's how we make our living, is people support us. We don't do ads, we don't subject you to buy this shovel or whatever. Hey, that's a great idea. No, we're not going to do that. So thank you everyone that's done that. Thank you for everyone that's told their friends. People are finding us off YouTube, which is exciting for us.
Cool. Yeah.
I don't know, I've been introduced to new technology, so I'm not sure how it works, but people that have had super thanks, we've been seeing that people have...
That's
do you know how it works?
Lovely. Yeah, it's just like goes into our YouTube account, so we get paid through Google, but it's like a tip.
Oh, okay.
So super thanks is a feature on YouTube, and you can just tip us. If you really enjoyed our video, you can send us a tip.
Yeah, so all those people that have just been sending like the odd $2 or $1 or something like that, it does all add up, and we've been surprised. I didn't know it existed, but I'm happy to see that people have sent us a little something for our work. So all of you that have done that, thank you
very much.
So much. You're supporting three of us
and
now.
Also the people that have sent lovely donations through PayPal as well.
Yeah, so all of you guys, we do appreciate it. We don't get a chance to thank you nearly as much as we should every episode. so this one, just everyone that's done that, thank you. It means a lot to us. And all of the lovely comments that we get. it doesn't show at your end, but we get to see the percentage of likes to dislikes. So our channel average is 99.1%
likes to dislikes.
Is likes to dislikes.
Yeah.
And some of our more recent videos have been 99.9, so that's nearly 100% likes with very few dislikes. That is so encouraging. So thank you everyone for just that's hitting those buttons. If you dislike it, hit it as well.
Yeah, it's better than not hitting anything. Any engagement's good engagement.
But there, so that's it. So we're still going strong. We've got loads and loads planned coming up. We've got loads and loads planned coming up. I'm super excited to be a dad. Mum here is a natural mum.
We'll find out.
I'm sure you are.
Natural mum of goats.
Yeah, but nothing necessarily will change, and we're not suddenly, you know.
It won't become a baby channel.
It won't become a baby channel. You'll still be following along on our adventures, and we'll try and make it useful to as many people as possible. Because we try not to make this all about us. We want to just sort of share what we discover along the way.
Yeah, so. And on that note as well, we've launched a Facebook page for the Free Range Homestead. So long overdue.
Oh, okay. Yep.
So if you're into Facebook and that's something that you're on, do head over to Free Range Homestead on Facebook and like and follow us there. We're going to start uploading, like with the videos, we'll put the video uploads and other bits and pieces of information on there from week to week. And I am working on a website with complimentary blog posts for each video. So you'll be able to get a bit more in-depth detail and be able to use the website as a bit more of a resource, as a referral source really. A reference, I should say, because the videos are a little bit hard to use as a reference.
Yeah, so that website's not up and running now.
Working on it.
It is in the works. Anyone that's still following us on Free Range Sailing on Facebook, sorry we haven't been that active, but
no.
we've had a lot going on, but we are shifting over. There is a new page, Free Range Homestead.
Yep.
And you can find us there, and we're making steps to be a little bit more active. There, now that we're not sailing around, we have a sort of a bit more internet
capabilities.
Do you want to say anything else there, Pasky?
It's just nice to chat with you all, you know.
Yeah, something just a little bit different.
Yeah. I felt it was too hard, it was too difficult this week to pick up a camera. Like, it was really emotional for me in particular, so I thought we should just share it with you all here in this beautiful spot just next to our homestead. So yeah, with our goats. There we go. We've rambled enough. We've taken up enough of your time, but thank you for joining us every single week, and we hope that continues. So from us and Hugo. We'll see you next time.